Hey, I love y'all. Okay, so this is part 7, the last and final part of the Bible breakdown of Ezekiel. And this is chapters 43 through 48, right? So in 43, God's glory returned to the temple. And God showed Ezekiel him bringing the glory back to the temple and him telling the people he will no longer, the people will no longer defile his temple. And he would dwell there forever. And God told him to share the design of the temple and the laws and the regulations of the people, so that the people may be faithful to its designs, to follow all its regulations. So Ezekiel told them to told them everything that God told him, right? So in chapter 44, God showed Ezekiel the outer gate facing east. And God told Ezekiel that no one is to go through this gate and it's to remain shut. And only the prince can sit inside the gate. God gave him instructions on which way the prince needs to go and how he needs to leave the same way. And no foreigner, uncircumcised, should go into the heart and flesh and into the heart of the sanctuary. Then God told them which priests he wanted and those who had to bear the consequences because of the things that they did to lead the Israelites astray. And he told them what to wear and more regulations and laws specifically for the priests, like the undergarments they had to wear, how their hair need to be, how their beards need to be, etc. So in chapter 45, in this chapter, it talks a lot about the land of Israel and how it's supposed to be built. It talks about the layout of the land, and it talks about how the people are supposed to live, where the priest is supposed to live, where the prince is supposed to live, how the land is to be distributed, and he even included the foreigners and the measurements of everything, and the offerings and the requirements for the offerings and the sacrifices. In chapter 46, it talks about the offerings, what days they had to sacrifice, which animals they needed for the different days, the ceremonies and how many they needed for the ceremonies and stuff. And God also told them that no one could enter the way they came, and the princes to leave when everyone else leave, and to come when everyone else come. And it goes into vast details about the prince offerings and what he needs to have and how many he needs to have, how many days he needs to do it. And it also talks about the inheritance, what belongs to the prince and what belongs to the people. Then God showed Ezekiel where the priests are to cook each offering in the kitchens to cook the sacrifices. In chapter 47, God showed Ezekiel a river that flows, and it will bring life to fish and trees. And there will be fish of many kinds, and the fruits there will not fail. They will bear fruit every month. And then God told Ezekiel the boundaries of the land and how it needs to be divided between each tribe. He also included those who are foreigners and how they also need to get their inheritance, right? And then in 48, it talks about how the land was divided. It goes into details about how the land was divided. So it talks about the tribes, the prince, what he got, the workers, what they got, the priests, what they got, and stuff like that. And then it also talks about the gates, and how the measurements of each gate and what the name of the gate was. And then he also gave them a new name for the city. Amen. Lord willing that y'all go back and read it for yourself so God could also give you a revelation too. Amen. Love y'all.